So, good morning. This one is part two of why the Kenyan government is so powerful. And before we dive into it, let's take a step back and ask ourselves what is power? So, when it comes to politics and leadership, power is the ability to decide what people do, and they will do what you want them to do, and also the ability of you deciding who gets what and who does not. So that one that one is something that a lot of people always have, because if you can make people to do what you want them to do, then you do have some kind of power over them. So the three the three branches of government: the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch of the government, they are supposed to have equal powers. But in Kenya, as we have seen, the executive branch, led by the president, does have more power than the legislative branch, such that he can tell the parliament what to do. And that's not what it is supposed to be. The parliament should be able to tell the president what to do, and vice versa. So the three of them should be able to block or approve what each of those three branches intend to do. So we now start wondering, how does the executive branch become more powerful than the legislative branch and the judicial branch? So the president is the one that normally anoints, or I mean appoints. The president is one that normally appoints the chief justice. So he does have a say in that one, and he can say, okay, if I appoint you as a chief justice, you are supposed to do this and this and that. They should say yes, because if they say no, they might not get appointed. But when they get into that position, when they get sworn in, they are supposed to uphold the constitution, which is a document of laws governing a country. So the president of Kenya seemed to be having more power than he should, such that he threatens the legislative branch, that is the parliaments and the members of parliaments, the MPs, and they don't have a choice, because when they were doing the campaign, they ended up getting that position using his UDA party. So that is one of the problems that has made it so hard for them to challenge the president, because if they do that, then they might not get re-elected if he still continue retaining the power he had over the population, such that everybody was talking about Ruto and UDA. So that is how he ended being able to put the legislature in his pocket. So what is the executive branch, the president and his branch, how is he supposed to be running the country? The president and the executive branch, he normally ran the country through various ministries, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Roads, name them. So what he does is he has the authority to collect the taxes, and that is why he is trying to collect as much taxes as possible, and then get that money through the Department of Treasury, and start redistributing through those other ministries. But what are the ministries supposed to do? The ministries are supposed to regulate or provide a legal framework to control businesses that fall within their dockets, such that because we know the Kenyan economic system is based under agriculture, so we have all different types of ministries that control, like for example, what the ministry do, they normally appoint boards. The boards, like let's say for example the coffee board of Kenya, those ones are in charge of coffee. And the problem that Kenyans have right now is because the government ministry and those boards, they are not supposed to be engaging in the actual cash transaction of the product, such that the government and the coffee board of Kenya, they are not the ones that are supposed to be buying coffee from the farmers and selling it, exporting it. No, that one is supposed to be done by private companies. And now the government should be controlling how those private companies are running that businesses, such that they don't end up oppressing the public, the farmers. But now it's the government that when they buy and sell, they are the ones oppressing the farmers, because they have more power than the farmers, because they are the ones that know where to sell that coffee, and they are the ones that are in charge of the laws. So if there was a private company that buys, process and exports the coffee, then the government will be like responsible for controlling how those companies do the business. So if you look at all those other boards, they were designed to like be the ones that are buying from the actual farmers. And so that one gives the government way much power than it should have, because if they say, okay, this year you are not going to get a bonus, you will not be able to sue them, because they are the ones that are coming up with the laws. So they have power over you. And that one, if the government can step back and have private companies come up and start marketing the product in the international market on behalf of the citizens, then they will be doing what they are supposed to do, and that one will cost the government less.